Chapter 1: Dust and Destiny. The wind carries more than sand across the Nile Delta. It carries whispers of a voice that will one day shake the world. This is 1920s Egypt, a land of contradictions. Ancient pyramids standing beside British colonial offices, the scented date palms mingling with the exhaust of new automobiles. And in the heart of it all, a girl with a voice like honeyed fire, already humming the songs that will write history. Her name is Kulthum, though the world will come to know her simply as the voice. But for now, she's just a child in the village of Tame al-Zahir, her fingers tracing the strings of an oud that has seen better days, her throat already strong enough to outsing the desert winds. Her father, a humble imam, recognizes the gift in her, how her melodies can silence a room, how her presence commands attention even before she opens her mouth. He knows what the world will take from her, and so he teaches her to guard her talent like a sacred trust. The first time she performs in public, it is not in a grand theater but in the courtyard of a village home, the air thick with the scent of mint tea and the murmur of neighbors. She is 12 years old, her voice still unpolished but already magnetic. The men lean forward on their cushions, the women pause their embroidery, and even the children stop their games. There is something in her singing that feels like prophecy, like the earth itself is holding its breath to listen, but destiny does not wait for permission. By the time she is a teenager, her father has arranged for her to travel to Cairo, the city of 1,000 minarets and 100 dreams. The journey is long, the train rattling through the night, the stars above, a silent witness to her transformation. When she arrives, the city is both dazzling and daunting, a place where the old ways clash with the new, where traditional singers are being replaced by gramophones and jazz bands. But Kulthum is not just a singer, and she is a force of nature. Her first performances in Cairo are small, intimate gatherings, but word spreads like wildfire. There is something about her that defies categorization. Her voice is at once ancient and modern, her phrasing steeped in the traditions of the Makam, but with a rhythm that feels alive, restless. She does not just sing, she commands. And soon the elite of Cairo are begging for an audience with her. But fame is a double-edged sword. The more she sings, the more she becomes a symbol not just of artistry, but of resistance. Egypt is under British rule, and the people are hungry for something to believe in. Kulthum's voice becomes that belief. When she sings, it is as if she is singing for all of them, for their struggles, their hopes, their unspoken longings. The British officials grow uneasy. The nationalists grow bolder. And then comes the moment that changes everything. A radio broadcast of voice, carried across the airwaves, reaching not just Cairo but the entire Arab world. For the first time, millions hear her at once, and the effect is electric. In cafes, in homes, in the streets, people stop what they are doing to listen. A woman in Beirut pauses her cooking. A soldier in Damascus leans against his rifle. A student in Baghdad closes his text. The voice is so powerful, so full of emotion that it transcends language, transcends borders. It is the voice of a people rising. But with great power comes great scrutiny. The British authorities begin to see her as a threat, not just a singer, but a revolutionary. They try to silence her, to control her, to turn her into a tool of their own propaganda. But Kulthum is no puppet. She is a woman who knows her worth, who understands that her voice is not just hers, it belongs to the people. And so she fights back, not with weapons, not with speeches, but with music. She writes songs that speak of love and loss, of freedom and longing, of the past and the future. She performs in front of crowds so large that the streets must be closed, her voice echoing through the night like a prayer. She becomes more than a singer. She becomes a legend. But legends are not made overnight. Behind the glamour, behind the applause, there's struggle. There are nights when she doubts herself, when the weight of expectation feels too heavy. There are moments when she wonders if she's strong enough, if her voice is enough. But then she remembers where she came from, a village girl with a dream, a father who believed in her, a people who needed her. And so she sings on, through the 1930s, through the 1940s, through the 1950s, her voice growing stronger with each passing year. She becomes the voice of a revolution, the voice of a nation, the voice of a people who refuse to be silenced. And when the revolution finally comes, when Egypt throws off the chains of colonialism, it is her voice that rings out in celebration. But this is only the beginning. The world is changing, and Kulthum is at the heart of it all. She is the bridge between the old and the new, the traditional and the modern, the past and the future. And as the next chapter unfolds, her voice will reach even greater heights, her legacy stretching far beyond the borders of Egypt. For now, though, she is still just a girl from the Delta. her feet planted firmly in the dust of her homeland, her eyes fixed on the horizon. The journey has only just begun.